just wanna chill and vibe. Baby girl, keep it real, no lies. She said she's 21, I said alright. If we gon' be grown, then speak your mind. I just wanna chill and vibe. 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 Soon as baby turn up, you know Buddha gon' turn up. Turn up, gon' turn up. Soon as baby turn up, you know Buddha gon' turn up. Gon' turn up. Soon as baby turn up, you know Buddha gon' turn up. Gon' turn up. Soon as baby turn up, you know Buddha gon' turn up. Let's start this show. Only good vibes. No, I'm serious. Let's start the show. Come on, Mom. Come on, Mom. Only good vibes. Turn up. Turn up.
Yay! What's good, sippers? This is your boy Buddha, and over there's the lovely
Baby.
And we coming to you again with a live rendition of
Sipping and Conversation. Sipping and conversation.
Oh, I hear you, baby. I hear you. I sure dig it.
Yes, sir.
So, baby.
That's me.
How was your day?
It was a great day to be great.
Right? Not like don't treat you like the black jelly bean?
Right.
Where did that come from? She gonna be thinking I be paying attention to her, but I got her.
He be trying, I guess.
You know what I'm saying?
Cause he just be like, he's like that lion that be just out there.
Just watching. Waiting on somebody to do the wrong thing.
And they won't. Because everybody that's on my team, you know what I'm saying, they be on my team. You know what I'm saying?
So they know how to cover their track.
You know, mind your mouth. We ain't in the business of not minding our mouths.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? Not on my watch.
Mm-hmm.
No, not happening. So look. Hello out there, YouTubers. Hello, Facebook. How y'all doing? Social media, all of our platforms. We welcome you. Welcome to our new sippers and welcome back to our old sippers. You are indeed now tuned in to Sipping and Conversations with Buddha and Baby. Hey, look at my uncle. Hey.
Oh, shit.
What's going on? What's going on out there? Yes. I appreciate you coming in, Yeah. That just made me. Let me have a little sippity sip off of that.
Oh, that's what you need? So, I mean,
speaking of,
what you got going on?
I don't know, but that show no is good. Dang. I know he dropped these little cubes of pineapple in there. No. What is that?
A mango cubes.
Ooh, mango. Ooh.
Go ahead. What it taste like?
That's vodka.
Absolutely.
Now that's vodka. I don't know what the sweetener is, but it's not too sweet. It's just in the middle. And I'm okay with that.
Oh. All
right. That's all I'm going to say. And it looked like I got some extra over here in the little residual. Yeah. So, I mean, this is even great. This is a great day. What you got?
Well, I'm going with something a little regular. A little ginger ale. Some whiskey.
Okay.
Some sweet and sour. But for those who are...
He said, what we got for you? The first one to respond.
That's it.
We go, you know what?
But I'm going to tell you, let me go ahead and enlighten. I'm going to go ahead and enlighten you on what you got in that cup, baby. So
talk to the people.
I mean, it's nothing new. Everything you can buy, like cost effective.
Mm-hmm.
Like that right there is some Wawa lemonade, strawberry lemonade.
Okay.
It's Wawa strawberry lemonade mixed in with a little vodka. Splash of some sweet and sour. And I hit you with some frozen Mango cubes.
Look, y'all. I got a whole bartender. And
Cost effective.
And let me tell y'all, when Buddha cooks, Buddha is the cook. Thank you. Oh, praises to the Most High, y'all, because it's a blessing. All right, the man can cook his behind off. He can put them. He just put it together, and I just be like, I say I want to taste something, or if he get a taste in his head, it's happening. Okay. He told me yesterday what he wanted to throw together with the things that we had. And I was like, okay, what you need me to do? Nothing.
It's all right there in arm's reach.
And that's what he did. He prepared it. I didn't get to eat it all because I'm a slow eater. So I scarfed as much as I could.
When I got home,
yeah. But listen, y'all, all praise to the Most High. That's all I'm gonna say.
What did you have? I mean, what was
it? It's a stuffed ravioli. He did it with the marinara sauce and some crab meat and some angel hair pasta.
Yeah, I put some squash and what's the other stuff?
Zucchini. Squash and zucchini.
Yeah, I did.
Ooh. Oh, what come out? Yeah.
That's fine. It's all good.
Let me, you know what? I got something for that. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Men are the prize.
Oh, thank you, baby.
Matter of fact, you know what? Let me stop it. Let me make it bigger for the people in the bike. Let me do it again, because I need for all the people to know that I got my very own prize. All I'm gonna say yet again is all praises to the Most High. Yes? Okay, very good. All right, let's get into it.
Well,
last week
was all over the place. You know, we had a meeting of the minds between two people.
Yeah.
You know, it was a meeting of the mind. You had one of our favorite, well, two of our favorites, not one, but two. Mm-hmm. We had the asexual, you know, Velvet, and her very strong convictions about how she feels. And then you had our residential, you know, guest, Hannibal, in Burton, right? And he has his ideas, and you know, he's very intelligent and very, you know, a very good dude. You know, he's well knowledgeable, well versed on a lot of different things. And they came together, and boy, watch out. If you missed last week, oh man.
Yeah, go check it out.
Oh, that was great.
Definitely want to check it
out.
out.
We had, one of those romantic, he's a romantic type guy. He's a romantic type guy. And he hit her with the you just ain't met the right one. And I was waiting on that one.
Right.
I was waiting on it because I knew it was coming. And then
it was going down.
It was a trigger. Like, I hear that all the time. You're not going to make me, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And it was great. And she was well within her rights and was right on point.
So let's let the people know what was happening. So last week, the topic was about relations as in sex.
Boom.
With a medical condition.
Okay.
And so how do you navigate that? So when your mate have a medical condition, for you, what would be your means of navigating? Now, granted, the medical conditions we talked, it was just something that was directly impacting your anatomy. Okay. However, towards the end of the episode, we talked a little bit about other things that could actually impact you medically, such as you're in a car accident, or you're you have anxiety, depression, high blood pressure,
right,
high cholesterol. Like, there's a plethora of medical conditions that could impact your sex drive.
Okay.
And so you're with your mate, you're a committed partner, you are in a monogamous relationship.
You say that up front.
Right.
Monogamous.
Yeah, you're in a monogamous relationship. Be it you're married or just a long-term committed relationship, and all of a sudden your mate encounters a medical condition, and how it leads is you've withheld relation. And so finally it's like, wait a minute now, it's been 6 months. Is this what's happening? You know? And so with that being said, now you actually, because you care about your mate, y'all go and you find out you got a condition. That's treatable. You have a treatable medical condition. However, it may indeed extend beyond already 6 months that you withheld. Now you're in, let's say, a bracket of, you might have to go 3-4 more months, because let's say you might have to get surgery, or you got to take some medication and your body's out of whack until you get things on the level playing field. So now y'all's done with 9-10 months without sex.
I mean, that's
relations.
Well, that's
so what the people say is, well, what that mouth do?
It can only do so much when you need penetration.
You want penetration.
Right.
Toys.
You want lips and juices.
You want all the things that your body remembers.
You're right. You want that gyration on that thing. You want to hear that snapback. You did?
No, okay.
I'm here now.
You know what I'm saying? You want to find out what your hips doing. You know what I'm saying? Keep the motion in the ocean going.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't out there jogging every day. But you know what? Sex is a hell of a physical education, right?
Yeah, what is it? I think it exudes dopamine.
It does all that.
There's like other things that it actually.
You be tired, man. You get some crunches in there. You get some cardio. You get all the things that you need.
But in all seriousness,
that's kind of like I hate to use Bill Cosby.
Oh no, don't do it.
But when he had that joke with the kids at breakfast, and they wanted chocolate cake, and then he started rationalizing the stuff in his mind. Well, it has the eggs, it has the milk, it has everything the nutritional body needed for breakfast. And then they was like, "Yay, Dad, you giving us chocolate cake." Y'all remember this one? This is the same argument I'm doing for sex and exercise. It has all of the things that you need: crunches, cardio. You know what I'm saying? Some push-ups in there, depending on what you like to do. You know, some African squash. You never know. But hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you, boy, if you ain't in a sexual encounter, you ain't look like you don't feel like you've been fighting. What were you doing? What were you doing?
I'm not dealing with him. But, so the reality is, and one of the things that I mentioned, is talking.
Right.
First and foremost, now I can understand a couple of weeks go by, but how many times you going to push your man or your woman off on I don't feel like it. Like, how, goddamn, you got a headache for 7 months. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, babe, but then after a while, somebody need to be saying, this is strange. Whether it's the man or the woman, if you care about your mates to that point and then you find that there's a routine, like, wait, are we okay? Or is it us, or is there really something going on that we need to go and seek some medical attention? Because I can't. This is where now you got to have that ugly conversation.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and then I'm not saying that immediately the conversation need to be, well, go ahead and
sow your royal
oats. However, if you are not in a monogamous, or if you are teeter-tottering on exploring your options or whatever, this may be a good time. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if there's really a good time, but no, don't listen to me. Just talk about it. Y'all just talk about it first, okay?
All I'm gonna say is, man, it came back to about how much do you really love your mate? Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
But don't do it out of an obligation.
Yeah, I mean, how much do you
know
really
that because when you start doing things being obligated, like,
well,
if you don't do this, all that obligation stuff. Like,
no, it's not. It's more obligations on both ends, right?
Yeah.
Because like you are trusting, you're in a committed relationship with somebody, right?
Right.
And if they go outside you or ask you for something that you cannot give them, and it's been a long length of time, a long length in time. Excuse me. Then y'all need to have that conversation. How we can,
what can we do?
What's the compromise on that?
Right.
And if it happens to be slide outside of the covenant that y'all built, doesn't mean he or she, because it could be both ways. Doesn't mean they don't love you any less, and they ain't there for you when needed.
So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring in our boo thing because I want her to be a part of this conversation.
Hey y'all.
Hey girl.
Hey.
And she's bi.
Look at them earrings. You going now? Hold on now.
They cute, right?
Let's dissect this right here. So you got on a little leopard brown thing going on with the hair, with the bleach blonde hair going on, and I see a little it's like almost a lavender purple lips.
Yeah.
Okay, and she touching them all. She touching them all with like a red, almost a burgundy red earring. Okay, splash.
Okay, who to pay attention? I'm here for it.
Hey, in my former life, that's what I needed to do.
He won a lot of battles doing that.
I love it.
I was the last man standing.
I'm so happy to be here again.
I got you.
So, in a quick recap, give us your elevator speech about last week.
So last week, I'm sorry, 1 second. Okay, so last week, I feel like people were saying the proper things that you should do if you can't have sex with your spouse. Sorry about the ringing. If you can't have sex with your spouse, you should, stick there for better or for worse and try to find other ways, which I love that. But I feel that the partners should try to always keep each other happy and should try to accommodate, whether that means buying sex for their partner, helping them find someone to have sex with, or just, set them up on some apps, who knows, to get their happy. My favorite is to go to sex clubs where it's healthy, everyone is have on their condoms, and it's people there that want to be there, that want to do this. So I think it's always good to just seek out what's happiest for all involved.
Okay. All right.
I'm with all that shit.
And that was the preview of last week.
Yes, of course he is. Okay. He's here for all of that, what she said.
Yeah.
One of the things we discussed, and then we're going to go into our topic for this week, which is
a lot of the same things.
Very related with a twist, is when you're dating, having the conversation early on about the unforeseen, what would you do? What would you do moments, and during the dating, so that if something were to happen at a later point in time, it's kind of already planned, like having life insurance policy. It's like, life is inevitable. You know what I'm saying? The ending of life, I should say, it's inevitable. So having the conversation about what would we do if we were unable to gratify each other, we should have that conversation. So now, with that being said, that leads us into tonight's topic.
Well, it's two parts, but
Yeah,
we'll
but the beginning of it. So, satisfaction guaranteed.
Oh, satisfaction guaranteed.
Is it really? Okay.
Okay.
So the scenario. You've been with your mate for a significant period of time, and then all of a sudden, said mate reveals to you they ain't satisfied.
And never been.
And never have been.
What
you gonna do?
How you gonna digest that?
Ooh, that's a good one right there.
Let Velvet start first, and then what I'm gonna do, I gotta go and get something.
Okay.
I'm gonna put the camera on you.
Okay. Well, I think that's a wonderful question. And I honestly think that although we can satisfy our partners in many different ways, the real truth is none of us can be anyone's end all be all.
Right.
So that said, it's always going to be things that you can't do or that you don't do as good as someone else. But it doesn't mean that you're not totally satisfied. I'm totally satisfied with what you're able to bring me. And then whatever I'm lacking, I'll find that somewhere else, or I'll decide if I'm okay with never having that again.
Interesting.
Say it ain't so.
Okay. So Buddha put this question out the other day about, like I said, how would you handle if your significant other of a few years said that you never sexually satisfied them?
Oh, okay.
So I needed to grab some comments that were made. Won't read them all, but this is just snippets from a few people throughout that, this was their feedback, to that question. What it say?
Never. Wow.
Right. I never. That was like the question, of course. What? And then
they can't believe that this would happen.
Right. So then they're like, I probably ask questions and see if we can introduce some options to spice it up until we reach satisfaction.
That sounds like a person who can take constructive criticism.
Right. Other people, somebody else was like, "You a motherfucking lie."
I heard a lot of that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You a lie. Something must be wrong with you, because I know. I would be shook and ask, why in the hell would you wait so long? Then be the bigger person and get some help, some sexual help together, like as a couple, if that's what we want. That's just a few things that I.
Okay, I mean,
I grabbed off of the net.
So, well, I mean, believe it or not, this happens more often than not, especially coming from a woman not being satisfied by their male compadre. You know what I'm saying? This happens way often. So, baby, we did some studies back in the day, right? So, what was the percentage of people that faked the orgasm?
I really wish I had that available.
Faked the orgasm or never had one. Wow.
It was a large number. It was like I'm talking about like 70-80%
of the women has faked one
that have never achieved an orgasm.
Wow.
And this was like 2-3 years ago when I did that statistical research. Okay.
So now you got this guy out here, with his hip action, thinking he's going all the way in.
He out there.
I'm killing it.
He is swerving.
He's working it out. I mean, she oohing and ahhing. She oohing and ahhing just so he can get it over with. And, you good, baby. You know what? Back this shit up. I got a question. I got a question for the ladies, right? So, is there such thing as good sex without an orgasm? Did you hear me? Is there such thing as a good sex without an orgasm?
Ooh.
Well,
I think yes.
I would say yes. I'm gonna say yes, and the only reason why I'm saying yes is because when we talked about it.
Let's go for it. I'm here for.
We can't hear you. No volume.
You can hear me now. I got you. You hear me now?
I can hear you now,
I
girl.
believe go.
Y'all should hear me now. I know y'all hear me now.
We hear you
That's
now.
why I be on everything. I have everything popping.
All right, here we go. Here we go. All right.
Listen, yeah, I be moving around. I have to have everything going because I have to be ready to be ready.
Put one on.
I gotta go. I'm ready.
So
Now
I feel like Buddha was about to disagree with us, saying
Yes,
that yes,
I am. Yes, I am. But go ahead. I'm gonna let y'all be great.
What I was saying is, I think yes, and the reason why my yes, I like to try to tell you my yes. The reason why, again, is because I feel that with the connection, as long as I'm having an awesome connection, I'm emotionally attached to him, to be with him, and it may not necessarily be that mind blowing sex, but it's good, but it's great because we're sharing. That's why I'm saying yes.
Okay. Velvet, give it to me.
Okay, I'm saying yes because as a woman in that category of not having orgasms most times that I have had sex, I would say that I've had great sex. I've had sex that I wanted more of, even though I knew I was not going to have an orgasm. I thought I'm just built like this, it's normal. So I never sought that out, but it never stopped me from having great sex, in my opinion. Do I think it could have been more mind blowing if my body or I knew myself well enough to achieve orgasm? Absolutely. But for what it was in my book, that was great sex. It's subjective.
I'm glad. I'm happy. Y'all ladies are in agreements, and some of the ladies on the actual comments are in agreements. But I'm gonna preface my conversations. I'm gonna preface this one
from a male perspective.
Okay. And a female's perspective, because it's both. Don't let me be great. I'll let y'all be great. So, ladies, if y'all are having sex with a man and they do not bust or have an orgasm, how do you feel?
But how do we know that?
If you know that he didn't have an orgasm,
your ego deflates a little bit. It deflates.
How do you feel?
I mean, I'm not gonna feel good.
Oh, you're not gonna feel good.
But I'm gonna want to know what's wrong with him.
Bingo. So in totality,
I want to know what's wrong with him.
If he does not bust his nut, you felt that you wasn't good enough?
No, I don't want to necessarily. I personally, I know this is your opinion, but I'm really thinking something wrong with him, and I'm saying that because y'all men could let the wind blow the wrong way or the right way, and y'all can do this.
So
this can happen for a man. I ain't never had one, and I don't know, but all the men in my experience.
So here's my thing. So would that take away from the experience, knowing that this man didn't climax?
I'm gonna let you do this one more. We're gonna try it again. We're gonna do it again.
Come on now.
I gotta come back for that one.
Come on, I'm with it.
Because I feel like it's not a fair comparison. You know, men, they get off just so easily. They put your lips on it, little sway in the hip, boom, they gone.
I got you.
But for women,
easier as a man, most men.
Yeah. So
it's easier or quicker.
Absolutely.
For a woman.
So if a man is not, you know, coming often at least, then yeah, I'm gonna feel like something's wrong with him because this ain't normal. But for a woman, unfortunately, it's common.
Here's the thing though, right? For a man, knowing that he's pleasing this woman and she climax, because that's how we measure this thing.
And that's
men.
why we fake it, because that's what you measure it by.
See now
it's true.
We talking here. See, so why do you have to feel like you have to fake it in order for us to realize that you really enjoyed this thing? Because we want to know that you have reached that pinnacle that we reached.
You want to know why we fake it?
But see, here's the thing: we are no different as men. We are no different when it comes to this type of thing as women. Our egos are just as great when we know we satisfied our woman on some real, like, yeah, you know what? Sex was good, but she didn't come. Like, how good could it really be? You know, I walked away from this thing feeling great. And she's like, yeah. And then maybe she go pull out her toy and finish herself off. Now, as a man, where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Because at the end of the day, the goal is to bust a nut on both fronts. Right? Regardless if it's you started one way, it didn't end that way, but you're gonna finish this thing off however you see fit, right? Now I may or may not be a part of that problem, but I started out being a part of the whole thing.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So from a man's point of view, we want to be able to satisfy a woman on all phases, just like y'all look at us and make sure we taken care of.
Well, I'm gonna tell you. You want me to tell you why we fake it?
I know why you fake it.
Okay. Well, I want the people in the bike to know, cause y'all are fragile.
And y'all ain't.
Y'all, most men.
And y'all ain't.
I'm talking from the women's perspective.
I'm with this. I'm here with this shit.
From the women's perspective.
I'm here for it.
Men are fragile.
So,
and from a egotistical perspective, a man do not want to hear after all that work that it was mediocre, subpar.
It's the truth.
Now,
average.
Okay, but here's the thing: you women are in this narcissistic stage. Just said to me how if this man don't nut, it's something wrong with him.
Well, yes,
that's a first thought. That in y'all narcissistic mind state, y'all thought the first thought was it ain't me.
Both of us may be not having the orgasm.
So hold on, man. Hold on.
We can get a good feeling, but we don't have to orgasm.
So,
y'all gonna bust.
So for the people in the bike, all right, for the people in the back, if women out here, if you cannot get your man to bust, y'all gonna feel some type of way about it.
I want to go to the doctor.
And it's going to overarch. It's going to overarch the real performance that just happened. That might have been good, but you ain't thinking about the goodness of how that thing played out. You thinking about why your man did that, and that's what it is.
Well, because now I'm actually genuinely concerned.
So why can't we be genuinely concerned? Because at the end of the day, we in this thing together.
You're not concerned about it. I'm concerned because, again, I'm going to say.
So, fellas, hold on.
Okay.
So, fellas, if you're listening and you want to chime in, if you hear this later, understand what I'm saying, and you can make this comment. Do it matter to you if your woman busts a nut or not? Or if she tells you years later that she ain't never came off your ding-a-ling, right? Because we walk in now. You talk about egos. We all walk in this thing thinking we came dang-a-line, right?
And we love when
everything.
Feel like
we
that.
hitting all corners.
Like, girl, he think he the shit, girl.
My point. We do. We come in this thing like
that report we give is not. But we ain't gonna get a report about our true lover.
So
now, just your boy, you sneaky link or whatnot, you fly by night. We gonna report your ass.
So
but your lover that ain't hitting the mark.
So now
he gets passes.
So as a lover, we are really considering or rethinking how much of a prize we truly is. If we can't satisfy
it's not that
our particular woman.
All right.
Because she's she's out here lying to us, faking these orgasms on a relationship that was supposed to be built on truth.
All right.
And transparency.
All right. Let me do it.
It's different.
It goes back to what we always say. Communication.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I'm saying communication on both sides, be it the man or the woman, the platform, the foundation needs to be established when you're in this relationship so that you can have that good, bad, and ugly conversation. Because truly, if you have not been satisfying your mate for years, and see, satisfaction is subjective. Okay?
Right.
Satisfaction to one may be an orgasm. Satisfaction to the other may just be the connection. I'm just saying, because again, we got too many different types of things happening in this day and age. So what
I want to shake around like
what is satisfying to one is not equal to the other. Now, granted, let's just say hypothetically, you never achieved an orgasm. So how will your satisfaction be? What will your satisfaction be based on if you never achieved that?
I mean,
that's real though, right?
Right.
If you've never achieved it, you don't know what it feels like. So being with your mate, now granted, when you with your girls or with your boys or whatever, and you hearing all this stuff, and it's like, wait a minute. Well, you might not say it out loud.
You flooded beats? What? I have never.
Wait a minute. The water, creamy, squirty. You saw it. Then now you like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Now you got a measurement to gauge. Like, well, maybe that ain't never happened. So now you that's different. However, when you don't create a platform, when the man or the woman do not establish a platform, a secure, safe environment where you can actually be like, yeah, that was all right, but that wasn't the one. Now, out the gate, I know, I hear it all the time. They talk about it. Y'all men do. Y'all don't want the BDR. That's the bad D report, right?
Don't be
so y'all be really put y'all thing in that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all in it to win.
Think about it though.
However,
we have to have.
However,
hold on, baby.
Y'all will fail.
We gonna fail
a lot of times
on
that first try. But you got to be have had all the tools,
all we have,
and you had to be coming correct for you to get a second try.
All we have in this world, this is what we've learned. And this is what we learn as men, right? All we have in this world is our name, right? It can go either way. You can have a good report, or you can have a bad report,
right?
But we all strive for a good report. I mean, not just on some BDRs, right? But just on some real life.
You want them to come back.
When they think of you, who you are as a person, you want them to have a positive outlook on who you are.
Right.
That's your name. Right? Now when it comes to these BDRs.
Oh, for the people in the back, our guest got movers. So she's going to come in and out, okay?
So, and it's satisfaction guaranteed. So back to, I want y'all to lose sight of where we at here, right? So a lot of women out here, some of y'all included, because I heard y'all comments, right? If a man doesn't have an orgasm, y'all in y'all feelings.
Not right away.
Listen, once you realize,
if he always
listen, once you realize this is what it is, you're in your feelings. You're in your feelings.
No, we're not.
Not you. They in their feelings.
I'm saying they're not.
They gonna try to do
what's more than one time, or they had high hopes of this sneaking.
Hold on.
There's more substance behind
it ain't no
those comments.
Listen.
I'm trying to tell you.
Listen.
You ain't gonna never be a woman, so you don't understand.
So some of these, I've been with a few of them, a lot more than many. But man, listen, I'm 40-something years old. I'm better. You know what I'm saying? But that's neither here or there. But what I'm saying to you is this, right? A lot of these women either brag on their head game or how they snap back, right? These are part of the conversations that's happening leading up to the thing, right? So now you get into the actual event. It's show out time. And now you putting out your best moves. Women do this too. They put out their best moves. And if it don't work, they in their feelings. This is pride we talking about here.
But part of the problem is men and women alike need to stop bragging on what happened to that other person.
But this is
because when you bragging about what impressed her or him, and I said men and women alike. Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm not, because y'all know I'm fair now. I'm a fair individual. I'm for the shits. Okay. Get your money. However it works for you. However, there are consequences and repercussions. All right, let's be clear. But I mean that from a real good place, that we have to be mindful of how and what we bragging about, because everything don't impress everybody.
Listen, man.
And you can't come to me with that trick. You can start with it, you can try it, but don't be discouraged if I don't like what you just did.
I mean, I get you.
Because I know you tried it because that worked a few times before, but here comes 1 out of 5 ain't impressed. I'm number 5.
Oh, but what I'm saying to you
unimpressed.
Is, so all I'm saying is, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? If y'all women, majority, not all, right?
Don't say all.
Majority.
Don't say majority.
Many. Whatever the trigger word may not be. They're going to get you up to the number that I needed to be. You know what I'm saying? If many of you women feel some type of way, if their mate is not, if you can't satisfy your mate to a point where they're not busting, right? From a woman, if they man is not getting an orgasm, that's a problem for them.
And this is where you start talking.
Right. This is a problem for them. But here's the measure. But here's going in our second chapter. The measure of love. Like, is there a measure of love, right? So if you don't I'm here. If you don't climax, there's an issue, right? from a woman's perspective. But from a man's perspective, the same rules apply. The same rules apply. We want to feel that we are satisfying because we got 3 P's here, right? 3 of them. Protection, provide, and pipe. So now this pipe thing here, we talk about this pipe thing. This pipe thing here, yeah, you may have a big slung or a little one. However it may go down. You might just you might have a little motion in the ocean, or you may just have a tool, however it may clap. But guess what? You want to ensure that it gets the job done. You understand? And how does getting the job done look? What does that look like? What does that look like? Satisfaction guaranteed. Call me.
When you think somebody talk to.
Call me. Because if it don't, because I guarantee you.
Yeah, hilarious.
But on another flip, we can measures of love.
Measurement
Is there
of
such
love.
thing as a measure of love?
Let's go. What do you say, Miss Velvet?
I think there is measures of love, but sex is.
Calm down.
I'm with him.
Wait.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I've heard a lot of other
There
stuff.
are
Go ahead.
measures, but like for me as an asexual woman, sex is not even something I'm measuring at all. I'm hoping that you're getting that from elsewhere and that I can provide the other things that you need. And then for someone who is hypersexual, sex is probably the number one thing that's their measure of love. So again, it's very subjective, it's very personal, and it's not the same across, like the way I feel like the way you're speaking about it makes it seem like this is a fact for all women, all men. And I know that's not how you mean it, but for many of us, it's not. It's just not.
I'm here to tell you again, and I appreciate and I respect all of y'all opinions out here, right? But if you going back to the other topic, as a man who's standing here hearing your mate undress you like this, because that's what it is, undressing. Because now you standing with both her vulnerable and naked. Trying to pick up the pieces that just fell on the floor. Here, somebody said, I will learn how to.
Right.
First of all, you would learn all you want, but you got to go back in time and realize all the shit you didn't do.
You know how I feel when it come down to stuff like that. I feel like, you know, the same way I feel about realities of life. I don't want to go back.
Right.
I want to start where I am. Okay, you done told me. I don't like that. However, what can we do? What can I do? What can we do? What are we going to do? Especially, main question is, do you want to do?
Right.
So here's my combat to that. What you just said.
Because you gotta want to.
If you hearing this thing, and you as a man in your Anita Baker shit, giving you the best that I got already. You just heard this? Oh my goodness.
I know. We know that.
You've been over here.
But the thing is, it's not going to be well received. It's not.
Just said,
hence why I said men are fragile.
Women are too.
Yes, we are. However, we're far more inclined to engage in the conversation with you, especially if I want to be with you and what I'm saying. No. Let's talk about it. Because
I hear what you're saying.
Responsible adults
so
have these conversations. And if you're not, you should start.
So like a couple of these people that are not on this here, these here sheets, they were so focused in on the lie, right? You say either they lied in the beginning or you're lying at that very moment. They wouldn't even at that point. They wouldn't even care about the performance of said whatever the performances was. They were more focused in on the lie and they piecing out.
I'm gonna tell you why. Especially if it's a woman a woman feedback that you got, mainly because you've been doing all the things, you've been saying all the stuff, you've been going through the motions, and not one did you give me any inclination. And we generally have what the woman is wishing, right? It may be, but
the sex is great without the orgasm.
However, you know I'm a however kind of person. The establishment the foundation has not been established so that we can have those vulnerable conversations.
But the sex was great without the orgasm.
Now you've been an asshole.
I mean, I'm just saying. It should be.
Men are not going. I ain't gonna say all men, but most men will not say that.
Well, hold on. First of all, there's a lot of guys out there, and I'm speaking. There's a lot of guys.
Now you want to speak on the man perspective? Because you've been over here in the woman perspective. Like you gonna grow up.
So I'm gonna that ain't happening. That ain't happening. But I'm gonna turn on the other side of the pillow for a minute. There's a lot of people, men, women involved, who have porn addictions, right? And who can't be stimulated by the same things that would stimulate a regular person. So I've seen guys, heard and seen guys out there that can't bust a nut just from regular sex only because they've been growing up doing said things, watching porn. So they've desensitized themselves. Now they got this, rub one out.
It's not enough.
This happens, right? Now, women with these non-fragile egos have got to understand that they're not the one. You know what I'm saying? They're not doing it.
Let's go back to the question for the people that's coming in, chiming in, and just.
Then I'm gonna answer your other question.
Just so people can catch up, and because this, and just for the record, if you're unable to engage in our live podcast, no worries, because we are available within 48 hours on all audio platforms, to include, just to name a few, iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Stitcher, and we are on our host audio platform is Anchor.fm. Awesome platform, been with them for a while now, and so thankfully for us, they kind of help push out our audio version of our live. However, if you can catch us live, we are live on Facebook as well as YouTube every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. However, I'm the however lady. However, we are in week 10 and we do 12 weeks and then we take a month off and then we come back to 12 weeks. So that obviously we only got 2 more weeks left in this season, which is 13, right?
Yeah.
We have been doing this live podcast since May of 2017, I believe. 2018, 2017, I think 2017, probably 2018.
Yeah.
So we've been at it for a minute. So I'm super excited about that. Yeah. And I hope that we gotta change that out.
I got you.
Switch them out. Take that one out.
I got you.
So I'm super duper excited about that. And I just want you all to understand how important it is that we are hella excited about you all tuning in every week. You coming on our page and making sure that you're engaging in our conversations and just putting in all your information. You know what I'm saying? Just like, whatever, right? So with that being said, if you have a topic that you would like to submit, if you have a story, because we like juicy stories, you can always feel
remain
free.
anonymous.
You can remain anonymous. But what I would like for you to do is familiarize yourself with BuddhaandBaby.com, which is our webpage. And the reason why I'm saying this is because, as we know, the other day, Facebook was gone for like all day. So all things Facebook, which was IG and WhatsApp, was gone.
Even
So,
StreamYard was acting up. Yeah, it was.
No, well, I don't know.
It was.
Nevertheless, as far as just regular activity.
I used to watch some other stuff.
Okay. But find yourself to our webpage and get subscribed on our webpage so that if there's a shift in where we need to stream and things like that, we want to be able to communicate with you all. Okay. I know it's so hard to leave a particular platform, but it's even easier if you are supporting us for free to go and subscribe. And that way, if we have to shift and we're not going to be able to stream on Facebook, we can make sure we send out a notification to all of our viewers. And we'll be able to let you know we will be on YouTube for that time being, because that's one of the reasons why I enjoy using the platform that we use, because it does allow for us to stream at YouTube so they know what's going on as well. And we want to make sure we pay homage to everybody that is supporting us all over, as well as our audio platforms, because that is what we need. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
We need that. So I just wanted to make sure I dropped that out there because, a lot of people don't always hear us talk about our audio platform. They think they have to catch our live, but you can always listen to us while you riding to work, while you're on your break. You know what I'm saying? Y'all could be listening to little snippets or whatever. Y'all can have this as y'all roundtable discussions while y'all, you know what I'm saying, playing cards or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. It's clever. Okay. Thank you. Yes, we are definitely doing what we got to do. Appreciate you. Look at our YouTube. Yes, thank you for coming in here, checking us out. Yes.
So, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back and lay way to
the topic.
The second part I talk about. Measures of love. Is there such a thing? So, when I posted that, a lot of the traction I was getting, a lot of people were saying that there's no measure. You're either in or you're out. You're either all the way in or you're all the way out. And this is, I understood where they were coming from. However, there is a measure of love. And I'm going to say it I'm going to preface it by saying it like this. Anything it takes for you to get to that plateau of feeling that you're in love, or you have love, or somebody loves you, that is a measure. So if you need respect, that's the first and foremost thing you need. Loyalty, all these different things. You need all these things in order to feel love. Guess what? That's how you measure it. Because if you don't have it, you're not in it.
Okay.
I'm not really talking about a sexual.
I mean, it's not bad. I mean, is there a measurement of love? I mean, it's just a measurement for just.
So what I'm saying is all the things that it takes, because everybody's different, right? Everybody perceives love differently. Everybody receives love differently, right? And how they think about it, how it processes in their own mind is what it is, right? So they need certain things. In a monogamous world, they want loyalty, honesty. Some people just want honesty. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is.
All right.
For the hypersexual people, they need a whole bunch of sex in a whole lot of different ways. You know what I'm saying? But that's what they need. And they measure these things because we talked last week about sex and love, right?
Medical conditions.
Well, at the end of it, we were talking about how some people equate sex, right, to showing love to the person that they're with, right? So it all encompasses all.
Okay.
Go ahead. That was my thoughts. That's why I was with you all the way, Velvet.
I love it.
So, Bella, you think, is there a measurement of love?
She feels good.
Yes.
You say yes. And I do too. I mean, I know that there are measurements, I don't think that sex is the exclusive measurement, it's of the measurements. And even when we talked, I mentioned, it depends on an individual's love language and how, like you said, how they receive it, and how they give it. Respect is high for me.
Right.
Yeah.
I can negotiate on loyalty, but not much. So loyalty, those are gonna be the higher things on the high, on my chart of priorities. Because if you're gonna respect me, to me, you'll be loyal, in where I need you to be. It's only, and this is me. Respecting me, you're gonna show me the loyalty that I'm deserving of.
Right.
And I'm gonna work with that. However, if you're not respecting me, then you're just gonna be, you're gonna move funny. And then when you start moving funny, I'm gonna be looking at you funny. Okay. However, that's the word of the night. However,
okay.
I use my words. Now, once upon a time, I was savage with my words. Now I'm intentional. I use my words intentionally. I'm very particular about what I'm saying to the best of my ability. Why? More because I'm seasoned. And I want to be deliberate in what I'm expecting. And I'm going to move based on the things that I'm deliberately expecting. I'm moving at that same vibration. I need to be matched.
Okay.
So that's why for me, I know, yes, I can wholeheartedly agree. There is a measurement.
Right.
But sex is not in my top tier.
For you?
Absolutely.
For me.
Right.
For other people, almost everything in life is subjective.
Yeah.
So we can't even just say those people that said this, those people that said that, means that's all people's opinion or perspective, because it's definitely, and we know people are triggered off of past experiences.
Yeah.
Vast majority of people speak from past experiences or lack of.
Yeah. But but how do you get to the thing though, right? How do you get to the thing?
You just keep going through the stuff. To get to it, you just go through the stuff.
To each individual person, right? Who has either been loved or don't, who's been loved, who's felt love before, right? There is a list of things that encompasses the thing that got you to feel the way you feel.
What would be a standard, like if you were to look at a standard, like a baseline?
That's the subjective thing. Well, see, that's the subjective thing.
That
how
would
you
most
get
likely
to your
be the
standard
top
is subjective.
tier.
But
I'm just saying the top, like if you were to look at the top tier, I'll say top 3, and you put a poll out, which I wish I could have did that tonight. If I would have put a poll out, in that top 3 things, what would be on average?
Give it to me, Bill. What you got?
What would be the top things that you would measure, would be measurements of love?
For you.
Just general. If you were to speak
general. In general, I would say, somebody said it, understanding. I do feel that understanding is huge. I feel that compassion is huge. Emotional intelligence. And I would say transparency with everything. Those for me, and falling into transparency is communication and honesty. But for me, those are way more important than sex.
Okay. All right. Basement. The measurement of love should be a formulation of all things shared between the two, but more so the intangible. Now, that is the philosophical answer.
And I'm with it all.
Yes. But tell me in layman's terms, the general top 3 or 5 things that will be the measurement for love. And we're going to be closing with that.
Okay.
What say ye, O great Buddha?
I think respect is at the top of the list. I think respect is at the top of the list. Loyalty to whatever the commitment is. Mm-hmm. But let's go further back than that. We like, some people would go unconditional love way, right? But how do you get to the unconditional love way? Like, so you talk about parents, mothers to a child, father to a child. How do you get there? You know, it's just constant. The thought process of being there for somebody comes a long way. You know, them depending on you for survival brings you to an idea of what love could be for the guy for the person, child who's receiving it.
Yeah.
You know.
I understand.
So how do you get, so it's like we talked about last week, thoughts from the basement. We got to break down the base mentality of what love is and rethink it to reprogram ourselves so we can be better people to our own people.
Understood.
Right?
Okay. So
respect and loyalty to the top. Transparency is always great. I've come to know that transparency is what's needed. I wasn't always that way. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I was a guy who wanted to manipulate the situation to always be in my favor. It's a harsh truth, but it was who I was. You know?
Okay, Buddha. For me, and my final thoughts regarding this particular part of the topic, I agree. I'm definitely going to say respect, trust, loyalty. And the reason why I'm saying respect and loyalty, I would say trust but I feel like I said, if you respect me, you're gonna be loyal to me, and I'm gonna feel that, and so in turn, I'm gonna trust you because of the loyalty. Okay, because of the loyalty, I know that you're going to be available, or you're going to do the thing or the stuff or whatever it is that is needed, and I can trust that you'll do that. This is me. Okay. Now the emotional intelligence, these are my thoughts.
I'm glad you said that.
These are my thoughts. So not yours. You said your part. This is me, and so I want to trust you, but I want to be able to trust you farther than I can see you, and so that's where the loyalty, the respect, and the loyalty comes into place. Because I can trust you as long as I can, I know when you're around, you're going to do this, that, and third. But if you're loyal to me, I know when you ain't around, so you're going to do what you need to do.
I respect that. So, but I will preface this. I'm glad that 25-8 brought the trust thing up. I mean, it should have been brought up first. That is the first thing you feel when it comes to love. As a child who, grows up either with the mom, both parents, or one or the other, right?
I'm about to shut it.
Okay. So who comes out with one or the other, right? They you have to have that trust. You trust your mother that who's giving you life. So I think trust is more important in the sense of not the type of romantic love, but in the actual idea of love graduating to get to the romantic love.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Trust and believe. Trust is not off the table. But I mean, I'm just saying like that, so this is just the things that, in my opinion.
Right.
When you respect me, now granted, I need to be able to trust you clear as day. Mm-hmm. But I know if you're loyal to me, I feel, in my opinion, when you're loyal to me, I can count on loyalty. I can count on that person that's loyal.
I got you.
Because when it gets down to trust, you might have to do something that's compromised.
But my question is,
that's all I'm saying.
Would you trust somebody before you get to the loyalty part?
I mean, it may go. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It just maybe. I don't know.
I mean,
I'm not here to be swayed. I'm just here to tell you.
I'm just asking.
I don't know. I just know, and I can't even necessarily tell you that trust came before the loyalty in why I feel the way that I am. I just know that there are people that have been loyal to me.
They normally trust you in the first place.
There's trust. Trust is in the mix.
All right.
Without hands down, trust is in the mix. And they are probably going to. Matter of fact, the loyalty is there to the point that I don't even have to always speak up for myself. They speaking on my behalf.
I got you.
They're the people that speaks on my behalf when I'm not around. Because what they're not going to do is allow for you to be saying these things to me when you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day. You gonna know.
Right.
All right. So after all that's been said and done, whether it's a romantic love or platonic love, that then grows.
I got you.
And one of the words that we haven't said tonight was because of the consistency.
Okay.
That's another one. Being consistent, being respectful, being loyal, and those things to me establishes the trust. The trust builds because of the consistency, because you got respect, because of those. But that's my opinion. So that's just my top tier stuff with regards to your question about the measurement. Now, with regards to your question about satisfaction guaranteed, how would you handle it if your significant other of a few years said that you never satisfied them ever? Okay. Sexually satisfied them. Right? So with that being said, if I was to hear that, my first instinct would be to be clearly taken aback. What? However, wait a minute. Let's talk about this. Like, what do you mean? And then if you're being transparent and you're being upfront about it with no ill intentions, meaning you ain't already got some shit set up because you want an exit strategy, because you got to watch when people be saying stuff, okay? But if this is a real genuine conversation, then I'm definitely gonna be wanting to, especially if it's been a long time. Like, so what we need to do then? So what you want to do? Cause we're together now. I need to know. All right, let's talk about this. What you want better? What would you like to see better? What would you like more of? What would you like less of? I'm gonna be asking those kind of questions. That's me. If that's what I would do if my significant other had the audacity, the bald head.
The fact that she that came from the soul. That came from the soul. That came from the
If my significant other had come with the bald head to tell me, well, we's together now, so what you want to do? How you want to do this thing? Huh? Because clearly, we need to do something spicy.
Okay.
You need some jalapenos going on. Pino. Clearly.
What you got, Velvet?
What
you got?
I agree. I agree with mostly everything Buddha said. Baby said, and I understand exactly what your place is on this, Buddha. And I think this is just one of those topics there's no right or wrong. It's just who we are and what we expect. And in order to get to the level of satisfaction guaranteed, this is what's necessary for us.
I'll be real short and sweet to the point.
My back. I'm gonna have to probably transition to my other camera.
I'll be sweet to the point. So if my mate was to come at me with such things, allegations after a few years,
allegedly,
I'm gonna treat it like if I got into a fight and lost in front.
Not the fight.
Yeah, I'm taking it all the way back. I'm gonna disappear. I'm gone. Joe gone. You will never hear from me again. I'm done. You go find you somebody to be great. And I can't. As knowing that I gave you the best that I got, and it wasn't good enough.
It wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough. Oh, I'm out of there.
Like you mean all this time?
I'm out of there.
All
the time? I'm not even giving you no name.
Never?
See, my pride might not even allow me to want to hear the things that came into you coming up with this thing that you said.
Oh, so back to what I said about me and that.
But no, I understand. I got to go find somebody that I know I can fix.
You gotta go get your old temporary. Whatever the boost morale.
Listen,
I got you.
I had to go find me a girl who busted nut in like 2 minutes. And I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. Satisfied with.
She can't take the dick, but I'm gonna love her anyway.
I love her. That's baby. All right.
That's all I got.
You is crazy. Right, listen.
I'm just living my truth.
We really appreciate y'all. Y'all know, like, we really do this because, you know what I'm saying? We do it for the people in the bike, for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Men are the prize. We're going to remember that.
Mm-hmm.
People need to be feeling important. People are important. Our emotions are important. All these things are truly indeed important. Mm-hmm. However, be very certain when you are engaging in these conversations, or if you are not engaging in these conversations, you need to do it immediately. Mm-hmm. Okay? You should not be dissatisfied in your relationship, man or woman. Mm-hmm. Now, granted, you need to be realistic as well. Now, if you're dealing with a seasoned woman, she may have some things that's going to fluctuate. Okay? Mm-hmm. As well as a man. Things do fluctuate, and we just have to face the facts of the realities of life, being seasoned.
Circles of life.
But with that being said, that is when you need to establish your measurements of love, because if you are prioritizing sex high up on that list, you're going to miss your mark at some point as you begin to get into your seasoned years of life, when it is not as going to be working. I'll just put it like that. Things ain't gonna always work like you thought it would, okay?
In
the end. But in the end, you can have loyalty, you can have respect, you can have the transparency, you can have the good intentions, you can have the listening for understanding purposes, you can have the value, you can all the intangible things. You can have all the things, all the stuff.
You're right.
You can have that
This also,
higher on your priority.
This also Viagra, Cialis, and gas.
At some point, you're not going to be able to utilize all those things, those supplements.
You cannot
go to the gas station.
Yes,
you won't be able to do all that
you
because you will have a heart attack.
You got
Okay?
mad cobra, jackrabbits,
Negative.
black ants. You got all these things that'll help you along the way that is cost effective.
Until you come to the point of the crossing of the road.
That's what I'm here to tell you.
And you will have to
understand your place in life.
bid adieu to.
Guess you just not quick.
Farewell.
And you can't bounce back.
The thing won't be up, then it's stuck anymore. Okay? And then what are you going to be left with bringing to the table?
Just a whole bunch of gums and tongues.
You're going to be bringing to the table your wallet, your 401k. No, I was playing. You can bring all those other things of substance to the table.
Until they're at the bottom of the cup now.
All right, very good. But we love you all and we appreciate y'all. And you know what I'm saying? We always appreciate you, Miss Velvet. We'll make sure we bring you back because that's what we do. We might bring you back for the next 2 weeks in the season with us. I know you're moving, so.
And my man Hannibal, he's ready for a rematch.
Hannibal gonna behave.
Bring it.
He's ready for a rematch.
Hannibal gonna behave. You heard that, Hannibal? What if they didn't tell you before because they were afraid to tell you, didn't know how to ask for what they wanted from you?
Keep being scared.
You
keep being scared.
Scared. You know what I'm saying?
Keep being scared. Now we
be scared. Don't be scared.
We gonna do it.
Keep making it, girl. Keep making it.
Well, listen, y'all. Same time next week, Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Same energy, bring it. You feel what I'm saying? We
We sipping in conversation. Sipping in conversation.
Beam me up, Scotty. Beam me up, Scotty.
Sipping in conversation.